final passage be granted to bylaw number 20-28, being a bylaw to amend bylaw -20-002, being a bylaw to provide for the interim tax levy on all property classes and to provide for the payment of taxes. Any further discussion? I think we sort of covered this before earlier when we were talking to the clerk, or sorry, the director of finance, that we had to put something in place because in our bylaws it stated when the due date was, and in order to cover our butts, so to speak, was that we had to change the date in the bylaw in order to be able to waive those fees and penalties directly. Any further discussion on that motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed, carried. Okay, so the next motion on the floor, moved by Councillor Foti, seconded by Councillor Maybe, that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaw number 20-029, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into a recreation service agreement with Her Majesty the Queen in right of Canada, as presented by the Minister of Environment for the purposes of Parks Canada Agency and the Township of Leeds and the Thousand Islands. Any further discussion on this motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed, and the motion carries.
I'm not opposed.
Not opposed? Thanks.
I'm sorry, I'm not opposed. I'm just slow.
Madam Clerk, is this the next bylaw, the 20-030? Is that the one that we were looking for, or do we have an additional one?
So through you, your worship, we'll need to do, if I can get a mover and seconder, you don't have a motion in front of you for the road widening, which is 20-031.
Right.
If we can get a mover and seconder for 3 readings and final passage of bylaw 020-031, being a bylaw to adopt or accept certain parcels of land.
Okay. So before we go any further, I'm going to put the first motion on the floor, the -030, and we'll pass that, and then we'll go on to the road widening. Moved by Councillor Maybe, seconded by Councillor Foti, that 3 readings and final passage be granted bylaw number 20-030, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings. Oh wait, I need to do the other one first. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't getting it. So I apologize. Before we put this motion on the floor, we actually need to move the bylaw number 20-031, which is a road widening acceptance of a parcel of land, which was distributed to the members later today. We apologize for the late communication, but during a very unfortunate email dump, if you will, the clerk lost all of her emails, but luckily got them back. But and that was in amongst her posting the agenda. So does anybody have any questions in regards to this? I'll get a mover and a seconder. Deputy Mayor Lackey, are you looking to move it so that we can discuss it?
Yes, I would do both. Yeah, I'll move it.
So Deputy Mayor, and then Gorell, would you second that motion? You had
Sure.
your hand up?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Madam Clerk, you've got that written down? Okay, so Deputy Mayor Lackey, you wanted to speak to the motion?
Yeah, it's, I understand it's Sultan Road, and I'm just wondering if there was a real desire on our part, or if it was just a generous offering by our ratepayer.
Madam Clerk, do you have any specifics in regards to that?
Your worship, I believe it was on our part, we requested as part of the severance. So during their severance or whatever, we've requested the road widening as one of the conditions. So
I part of it.
I may be wrong.
Okay, so Councillor Lackey or Deputy Mayor Lackey.
Basically, we're asking for that 66 feet of road allowance where historically it was less, and because of the severance, we're getting the extra. Okay, I understand.
Okay, Councillor Gorell, did you have a question in regards to this?
No, it's just, I think that was just answered. My question would have been, what is the purpose and the reasoning behind it. I think I know where that section of Selton Road is, and it's sort of the dead end of Selton Road as it matches Highway 137. So I'd be curious that we're going to be widening down there, but I believe I have it. Thank you. Thank you. We're good.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? If not, I'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion as presented and discussed? All those opposed? Carried. Madam Clerk, can you, since you have that in front of you, if you can record it was a unanimous vote? Okay, so now I'll put the final bylaw on the table. Moved by Councillor Maybe, seconded by Councillor Foti, that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaw number 20-030, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the corporation of the Township of Leeds and the Thousand Islands at its special meeting of council held on April 7th and the council meeting held on April 14th, 2020. Any discussion on this motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed? Carried. Okay. And the next motion that's on the floor is moved by Councillor Foti, seconded by Councillor Maybe, very popular individuals this evening, that council adjourn. All those in favor of the adjournment? All those opposed? And if you're opposed, we're going to shut your computer off anyway. Have a good evening. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you,
Good night,
Stevens.
everybody.
Thank you, Stevens.